Hi, I'm SafeHitman07. I exist. Please like the video. Anyway, what an event. I don't know what to think anymore. I don't think I can think anymore. Gosh dang it, I don't know anymore, okay? Anyway, so as you could tell, the event was, I would say it was really good. In fact, it was our first actual real storyline event of 2022, and it really was incredible in my opinion. Anyway, what's let's actually talk about the review I have for Chapter 3, Season 2. I did one for Chapter 3, Season 1. I never made a video for it though. But the rules of these reviews is I usually just do it on the battle pass, the gameplay, if the updates were good, if I had fun, and if the storyline was well paced during the season, and if the event was worth it. So anyway, on with this review, because we're gonna see if it's good or if it's crap. Also, I'm excited for the next season tomorrow. Okay. So, the first thing I think we should start with is the battle pass. Is it good? Is it crap? We'll find out. I think, honestly, I don't remember what I thought. I guess it's in the middle. I don't know. Anyway, so skins like Tsuki 2.0. First of all, this didn't need to. It didn't need to be a battle pass skin. Honestly, what I was expecting, I wasn't gonna be mad if Gunner was gonna be a battle pass skin in this battle pass, in the Chapter 3 Season 2 battle pass, but but this, I don't know. I don't know if I'm happy what we got in this battle pass, or if I'm very disappointed. I'm in the middle, more closer to more happy than what we got, than what we. I'm happy with what we got rather than what we could have gotten, but it is what it is. Suki 2.0 I don't think was really that good necessarily. Kiara KO I actually really like. I really like her design. She reminds me a lot of Harlow from last season. And if they're gonna do this trend where we're gonna have like some kind of racer skin in the battle pass, then sign me up, because I like that kind of like design. We also had Gunner, aka the Io Brute. He was a boss last season, and he's a boss this season, and he still has the same crappy mythic. I'm not saying that the mythic is the worst mythic we've had. We've had worse, I think. But I mean, I do like that Epic did actually try to make it so that the mythic isn't like a very overpowered one. Honestly, if you control that recoil though, it might be good, but I play on a controller and on the PS4, so really, for me, it's just meh. It was alright. I think they nerfed it a couple times this season though, but didn't really nerf it last season. Very interesting that they didn't change Gunner's mythic, which I'm pretty sure that means he's actually the first boss to actually keep his old mythic. Technically. Now I know people say like, what about Iron Man? There were different mythics. I'm talking about like a mythic boss, not like in if we're talking about mythics in general, belonging to a certain character, then yeah, Iron Man technically would be the first one. But really, it was just Gunner. Anyway. We also got, if I'm correct, we got, of course, Doctor Strange 200, which I think he's a good one. Not the best. I'm sorry, he doesn't beat Spider-Man. Spider-Man is always one of the best for me. I'm sorry, I love Spider-Man. We also had the Imagine, which I honestly really liked her. And I think it was funny that she looked like Wendy's. I even had a theory that all of the 7 members under their masks either are or looked like someone from our world. Like how the Foundation is The Rock, but isn't The Rock. You know what I mean. And I thought that was actually true, but it isn't, because of singularity. But still. We also had the, probably one of the best, in fact, I think it is the best skin in a Battle Pass ever. At least one we've had in a long time. I think ever since, like, I don't know, Midas. The Origin. Who once was the leader of the last reality. His music pack, his music pack is a bop, though. It's a bop. Why am I clapping my hands? That hurt a lot. Ow. Anyway, other than his music pack being a banger, because, come on, Epic makes the best music for their games, especially Fortnite. Fortnite's just got an awesome soundtrack in general. Anyway, he was the leader of the Cubes before the Cube Queen. I don't know if this was before, like, Chapter 2, Season 7. I don't know what season this took place in. In fact, it could have took place before Chapter 1, which I think is kind of likely. It's pretty likely, though. Though I actually think it happened at around the start of Chapter 2, but I may be wrong. And then we have the secret skin being the Prowler. And I actually don't know if we're going back to like collab secret skins or not, because I honestly don't mind them, as long as like they actually fit the season. Like how, what's a good one? Deadpool. Like how Deadpool fit the theme of Chapter 2, Season 2. It being like a spy, top secret agent theme. And I'm pretty sure Deadpool is like some kind of top secret agent or something. I have not watched the Deadpool movies, and I probably won't for like I don't know. Probably not until next year or something. I don't know. I think I might watch them soon though. Not sure. Still thinking about that, but that's not part of the review. And what I've heard is next season will also be a crossover collab secret skin, as long as it matches the theme and the storyline, I guess. Maybe, and maybe, just maybe. But yeah, Prowler. With the Daily Bugle still here, the Prowler actually makes sense, I guess. Actually, it does make sense, because he's like a Spider-Man villain. Other than that, he was a pretty decent one. He's a pretty decent secret skin. Not the best, but not the worst. And overall, I would rate this Battle Pass, like last season's Battle Pass, I think was like a 8.5 out of 10. Or even a 9 point, just like a 9 out of 10 Battle Pass. Last season, I don't really think there was any bad skins. Maybe Harlow was, just Harlow in her default style. Or rather just, Haven was a bad skin in my opinion. This Haven was the only bad skin from last season. But other than that, that was a good battle pass. I would rate Chapter 3 Season 2's battle pass a 7.5 out of 10. Not perfect, but it's it's decent. It's decent enough for this kind of theme season. Anyway, now let's talk about gameplay. Sheesh. I don't know. I don't know if the game. I'm confused if I should say the gameplay of the season was terrible or if it was good. Cause it's, in my opinion, it's like both. First of all, let's talk about what we got back. We got the drum shotgun, which a lot of people did not like. I honestly liked the drum shotgun. Due to the fact that the auto did suck since the start of chapter 3, until later this season, it became a little bit better, and I used it more. But I still use the drum, which is probably going next season, which I'm both think that's the best decision, but also I'm a tiny bit sad, because, well, I actually really like it. You can hate me if you want, but I honestly think that people really hate it for like no reason at all. Other than it being a little unfair, I feel like it shouldn't get the hate it does. Though I will admit it is pretty overpowered this season. They nerfed the fire rate, which I think was actually kind of needed. Well, maybe they should have made it less, like kept the same damage. We did get the epic and legendaries finally for it, because I think the epic and legendaries were leaked back in like chapter 2 season 6 or 5, I'm not sure, but yeah, we had the revolver back, which was a big, that was a big dub in my book. Same with like the thermal scope, kind of. Well, let's just say that, well, I mean, the thermal scope sucked, yes, but it was, they made it so much better this season. Yes, which I'm pretty sure it was automatic before. Before the, like, a week before chapter 2 season, or chapter 3 season 2 began, the, the, the thermal, like, it was basically the same stats that it does this season, except it had a fire rate of 5.5, the same as the Scar. And if it was gonna have that, it would have been probably the best assault rifle. Just maybe. We also had a new weapon, or actually this was not really a new weapon, but still, we had the combat SMG, which, in my opinion, I do not like this thing. I honestly think it's probably the worst SMG we've ever had, or one of them. If you don't know how to use this thing, like me, if you have bad aim, like me, this thing is probably going to be the worst thing to ever use. In fact, I did try to use this, and at time, I think I just got lucky with my shots with it those times. But I will admit, I think it wasn't too weird that they actually decided to bring the combat into this season. Because, like, voting did return, which I'll talk about those in a minute. They returned, which they first appeared in Chapter 2, Season 8. One of the worst seasons. But I did like the caretakers. I kind of missed those guys. Because their theme was epic. Um, Other than that, I think we also had another. Oh yeah, the Striker Burst was a new weapon. Last season we had the MK, which was a red dot, pretty much just a red dot first-person scope version, not counting the recoil and stuff. Version of the combat AR, which in fact is one of my favorite ARs, even if it has the recoil. That got vaulted at the start. The MK got vaulted at the start of the season. And we also had wait, what else do we have? Oh yeah, Striker Burst was a amazing assault rifle. It sucked at the beginning in my opinion, but I think it's because I did not know really how to use it. Because I was more used to using like the MK. It was another red dot weapon. It was the AUG. I loved the burst. In fact, the burst was my favorite assault rifle of all time. So, knowing that it returned was just was perfect. Other than that, I think that's all I have to talk about weapons. For new mechanics, we had mantling, tactical sprint, which I think the mantling was really cool. Because for someone who doesn't like to build a lot, like actual in Battle Royale, and not in creative, talking about like creative building, I like creative a lot. But for talking about like building in the build mode, that's build mode, I think mantling was a good decision to have. So tactical sprint, the only problem I have with it is just it's a little bit unfair at times. Cause you could just like use it to run away. And yeah. I always thought that was kind of annoying. But really it's just a mechanic. And plus other Battle Royales have it, like Call of Duty. I don't know if Apex has it. I'm pretty sure it doesn't. Actually, no, it does. Does it? I haven't played Apex in a few months. In fact, that this whenever the new season for Apex came out, that was the last time I played it. I guess the new season's cool. Now, what's the next thing? So, other than that, we had a new vehicle mod and had a new item, the repair torch, which I think was cool. We had the repair torch basically repaired the vehicles. It was basically the thing that it'll be your best friend if you're just going to be camping in a tank. Yes, we'll talk about those in a minute. And you also have the vehicle mod, basically on cars and battle buses. Yeah, you heard that right, battle buses. Basically throw this on them, and boom, it literally just instantly destroys vehicle. Well, not just vehicles, but like instantly destroys like builds. It's actually kind of unfair. Now let's see. Yeah, the Nighthawk and Storm Scout came back. Meh. Shockwaves came back, which was a good one in my opinion. We also had like Columbos get vaulted. We also had like the flare gun, the clingers, pizza, quad crashers, the peppers, armored walls, except for the build mode. We also had a grenade launcher, the heavy shotgun, and the machine pistol. Get vaulted, which was sad. Now, other new stuff we got to see, even at the start, we also got like the battle buses, which came later, but still. Those were actually pretty overpowered. They had a heavy turret, which heavy turrets do kind of suck, but I like them. And there's the light turrets, basically your classic mounted turrets. You know, the Season 6 ones. The ones that were pretty much the most overpowered thing in Season 6 of Chapter 1. Yeah, those. There was one on that battle bus. It belonged to the 7, and it had 7 seats. That's actually kind of funny. Yeah. And we also had Titan tanks. Yeah, that's actually what they're called. Titan tanks. Not tanks. Titan tanks. It's actually kind of a pseudonym since how heavy they are. I mean, tanks are heavy in real life too, if I'm correct. I'm not very educated on tankology, my friends. Yeah, tanks were pretty overpowered. But in my opinion, whenever this new guided missile 2.0 came out, really the tanks weren't too overpowered. Plus, if you shoot them in like the engine in the back, really they're not a big of a problem. Honestly, the actual cannon is useless in my opinion. Unless you're it's just really hard to shoot with it. And you have to move and stuff, blah blah blah. It also had a mount turret on it, which that was the overpowered part in my opinion. Or for to have like almost 3,000 health. It literally had 2,500. That's a lot. Then we had like the votings, like we had a voting between MK and Combat AR. The MK won, obviously. We had the heavy sniper came back. And strangely, for a short time, for one day only, they unfaulted chili truck splashes. I don't know why. We had the egg launchers. We had the jetpacks back. I love jetpacks. We had the Ristico versus Boogie Bomb. I'm sorry, Boogie Bomb just doesn't need to come back. When it comes back, I'm gonna be kind of mad. Because I think, yes, it was fun back then, but Fortnite has changed so much where back then really it's just the past, and we really just need to look to the future. I'm sorry. The Rift to Go I think was a good choice, since it is actually going to be rare no matter what, so it doesn't matter. Also, we had my new favorite shotgun, the Ranger. We also had the LMG. They kind of ruined that, but it's cool. We had lightsabers! That literally saved the season. We also had hunting rifles, flint knocks. Only for a short time. We had airstrikes back. We even had shield bubbles versus the balloons. Seriously, the balloons one. Go figure. And Wild Weeks, Sideways Rifle, and Sideways Minigun came back. Probably the worst Wild Week we've ever had. Just saying. We also had the Railgun versus Recon Scanner. That was a goated one. So, it was gone before the event. How tragic. And yeah, that's basically the entire gameplay. Gameplay I think was decent. The map, not too many changes, but I don't really expect too many changes. I expect a lot of big changes throughout the season, but not really at the start. But hey, we get what we get, and we don't throw a fit. And if we do, Epic is not going to release a new season. Oh gosh, I sound like a clickbait YouTuber now. Please help me. Anyway, the event, amazing. The event is a 9 out of 10 for me. And
so we can figure out what she's looking for.
let's see. Yeah. Overall, I'd rate this season. If last season was like a 9 out of 10, I would put this season at 8.5. Or rather, realistically, at 8. It was a little bit of a downgrade, in my opinion. But I'm happy what we got. I know we could think about what we got versus what we could have gotten, but I think we should just be proud of what Season Epic have made for us. Also, the blimps were cool. Oh yeah, that's the last thing I need to talk about. What saved the season for me was the zero build. Cause me, I don't like building. No. Building is bad for me. But the zero build just made the season better. And it's confirmed to be a permanent mode too. So I'm happy about that. Finally, people who don't want to build and people who want to build can finally be happy. And I heard some rumors that they are working on a zero build version of Arena, I think. And honestly, I think that's cool. And I might play Arena more if they do. Which I don't play Arena because how sweaty it is. And how unbalanced it feels sometimes. So yeah. If I'm being honest, I would put this season at 8, not 9. It was a downgrade a little bit. But in the end, it was a good season no matter what. I thought this season would have been lower. Originally I put it at decent, like on my tier list. But now it's a second, it's now amazing. It's funny that every season 2, except for chapter 2, would be amazing on my tier list. And it's funny that season 3, chapter 2 is my favorite season of all time. It just felt balanced. It was short, but balanced. Anyway, see y'all.
Someone else is looking through these files. And judging by what I'm seeing, they're looking at the same data. I'm seeing records for the Foundation, the Origin, the Paradigm, but